most people complicate it, and they don't want to hear the truth. Most people don't want to hear the truth about network marketing, about how to build this business, because they're so attached to a product. But the reality is that it's a simple thing, and we're going to be talking about the simple things today. For those of you out there that own a business, you guys know a business runs on numbers. Yes, customers, you could say, and it's all about the customers. Yeah, it is. But those customers better be spending some money, and that money better float your business. And there needs to be enough profit at the end of the day for you to be happy, period. Or are you going to tell me you're going to run your business? You're going to run your business month over month in the red just because you care about your customers? You're going to lose money every month just because it's about your customers? Well, we all know the answer to that. That's a lie. So stop telling me it's all about the customers. It's not. It's all about you hitting your goals. Why are you even in business in the first place? Why would you go through the risk? Why would you go through the heartache and the difficulty of owning your own business? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Factory. How is everyone doing? I hope you guys had a great week. Glad to be back with you guys another week, back in the saddle. Yes, a few hours late, I guess you could say. But I don't think I ever promised it would be every Monday, but that is the goal. So anyway, let's jump into this week's episode. I have been, a lot of the topics that I delivered to you guys come from conversations throughout the week, or conversations that are in my head when I'm just out kind of driving or daydreaming. This just random thoughts that I get off into these tangents, and then I'll make a few notes, and here we go. I'll take those notes off the paper, put it on the mic, and hope that you guys can use it to grow your business. If you're new to the Freedom Factory, welcome. Thank you for being here. This is all about helping people take the mystery out of network marketing. I can't say it any more simple than that. Network marketing is not complicated. It's actually very simple, and most people complicate it, and they don't want to hear the truth. Most people don't want to hear the truth about network marketing, about how to build this business, because they're so attached to a product. But the reality is that it's a simple thing, and we're going to be talking about the simple things today. For those of you out there that own a business, you guys know a business runs on numbers. Yes, customers, you could say, and it's all about the customers. Yeah, it is. But those customers better be spending some money, and that money better float your business. And there needs to be enough profit at the end of the day for you to be happy, period. Or are you going to tell me you're going to run your business? You're going to run your business month over month in the red just because you care about your customers? You're going to lose money every month just because it's about your customers? Well, we all know the answer to that. That's a lie. So stop telling me it's all about the customers. It's not. It's all about you hitting your goals. Why are you even in business in the first place? Why would you go through the risk? Why would you go through the heartache and the difficulty of owning your own business if it wasn't providing what you wanted it to provide for you? And that's freedom. That's why we call this the Freedom Factory. Let's just cut the chase, guys. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts, okay? So, yeah, customers have to be happy or there is no business. I get it. But at the end of the day, this is about you and your goals and reaching your goals, okay? So, in business, numbers matter. And even in structures, I was thinking about this. You guys know I've been working on a real estate investment project. If you don't know now, you know. And we got into an issue with one of the rooms where we wanted to remove the wall. And we were seconds away from removing this column. And something told me to stop the contractor. So I did. And I said, let's get in the attic again. Let's look at this thing one more time. And we came to the conclusion that it was a weight-bearing wall. If we had taken that wall out, we'd have had a problem. And so then we had to start calculating. You had to get, engineers involved. You got to get people that know some numbers, putting numbers together to calculate if there's enough support to hold up the roof. Okay. And so those numbers matter. Without those numbers, you could say, "Oh, well, this is how we want it to look, or this is the look we're going for," but that's irrelevant. The numbers matter. There has to be enough structural support to hold up the weight, the number, right? The weight of the roof, that's a number. So that knowing the weight is important. Knowing the spans of how far these supports have to go is important. If you're trying to span 8 feet without support or 18 feet, it's a big difference. Okay. And the same goes when you're doing anything like a boat. When engineers are building a boat, numbers matter, or the boat will sink. If you if you put too much weight in a small boat, it will not at some point disperse all of the weight, and the boat will take on water. That's how you get these big boats to float, guys. It's not complicated. It's just numbers. How do these big cruise ships that weigh just, I don't know, Google it, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of tons. How in the world does that float? Well, it's just big enough to disperse the weight over the water because you cannot compress water. Air you can compress, water you cannot. It just disperses. So I'm not trying to get into a physics conversation with you guys today, but I'm trying to give you some examples so that you know in your network marketing business, numbers matter. And if you ignore the numbers, your boat's going to sink. Your business is going to sink. You're going to just be treading water, not knowing why. Your roof is going to cave in and not know why. You're going to be burned out. You're going to want to quit. And then you're going to blame network marketing. And all along, it wasn't even network marketing's problem. It's because you ignored the numbers. Stop ignoring the numbers and stop making this complicated. It is not complicated. All right. So here's the basics. And every compensation plan's a little bit different. But the first number that always matters is how much do you have to personally produce to be commissionable? You know, it's more than zero. I don't know if it's $1 or 200 or 300, and some companies refer to points versus dollars, whatever. Okay, let's forget about the terminology and just get down to the numbers at hand. All right. But for most companies, it's between 100 and two or 300, $400. Okay. Points. And that's the most important number to start with, because if you don't reach that number, you're not commissionable. Doesn't matter what happens in your team. You could have $1 million a month in revenue. And if you're not commissionable, too bad. It's part of the deal, right? And some of you may say, well, why would network marketing companies even do that in the first place? Why would there be? Well, because there are a lot of industries that have certain laws and regulations that makes the whole thing work. It makes the whole thing work. Like, how do you think these corporations, these network marketing corporations, are able to pay the commissions? It's because of those numbers. It's because of those numbers. And they know, okay, a good network marketing company knows that you're not going to have success unless you are a product of the product. So using the product, in most network marketing companies, you can be commissionable by just using your own products. Using your own products. Now, in some cases, you have to have additional sales, a couple customers, and that's fine. Okay. But the first number you guys have to know is the commissionable number. Okay. Everything is predicated off that number. Now, the next thing, once you know that number, is just setting a base for what your goals are. Okay. Now, we have taught on this Freedom Factory a concept called the Freedom Five. It's based on numbers, and it never fails. It cannot fail. That's the kind of systems I like to be a part of. That's the kind of numbers I like to work with. Like 2 plus 2 is always going to be 4. It's never going to be 3 or 5. It's always going to be 4. It can't be 3 and it can't be 5. It's going to always be 4. That's why we love numbers. The Freedom Five cannot fail. And the Freedom Five just basically is you doing your part to be commissionable and then helping five other people do the same thing. Helping, like, let's not complicate this. Someone reached out to me just yesterday and they want me to talk to um, a new person that's joined their team. And this person's been highly successful in other business and they're wanting me to help them, see the vision. And I already know what I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them this. It's numbers. It's numbers. And I'm just going to ask them, how much do you want to make? Right? Like what's your end goal on this? Because just like owning a business, guys, just like owning a business, if you have a restaurant or you do pressure washing or whatever your business is, you own a dry cleaners, whatever it is, there is a number that you're looking to make beyond your, cost that keeps you in the game so that you don't lose your sanity, right? Because, at some point, if you're just breaking even, that's not good. How long are you just going to break even? No, if you're going to go through the effort, you're going to go through the risk, you're going to go through all the heartache of owning your own business, it better be profitable and it better be worth it, right? Same thing in network marketing. If you're going to go through the pain of building this, it better be worth it. So you need to know the number. What is the number that makes this worth it? I call it the freedom number. So once I have that number, and for some people, it's, six-figure income. For some people, they want to make six figures a month. Cool. I don't care. I don't care what your number is because it all works with the Freedom Five. With some of you, we would hit your number with just a couple levels of building the Freedom Five. Five people getting five. That's 25 on the second level. Now you've got 30 people total in your organization. And depending on your compensation plan, that will produce a predictable income. I know in our compensation plan, I can tell you pretty much exactly what you're going to earn based on the numbers, right? Whether it's 200, but starting with your number, what's the commissionable number, right? 200, 300, whatever it is. And if you multiply that times five, right? If it's 300 to be commissionable and it's five, what's five times 300? That's 1,500 in sales. All right, great. Put that number down. Now, you repeat the process. You go help those five get their five and five, right? Those 25 people now, they go get their 300, right? You multiply that out. And now we've got another set of numbers to work with. And then you just simply go over to your compensation plan or to someone on your team that's making the number you want. And you ask them, right? How many people do you have in your organization? What's the average they're spending? And you just do the numbers. I want you guys to focus on the Freedom Five because there's standards and there's goals. And the standard is you are commissionable, right? You are going to do every month, no matter what, you are going to do the monthly minimum to be commissionable. You'll never let it drop below that. If you let it drop below that, one, you're not going to earn a paycheck. And two, you cannot hope to build a business if you're not doing your part. All right. And we just simply make it a monthly goal to know, all right, so I need so many on this level, I need so many on this level, I need so many on that third level. And you take care of yourself first. Go do your five. That's what's in your control. Now, the next level is not in your control because you're not going to be the one recruiting those people. You're going to be helping someone else recruit those people. You're going to be helping someone else catch the vision. You're going to be helping someone else get their freedom number. That's the conversation I like to have with people. It's not about like recruiting and building my team. This is about bringing people into the business that have yet to hit their freedom number. They've yet to find a way to beat the system. They've yet to find a way to stop trading time for money. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. I move families forward. How do I move families forward? I help them build a business that pays them when they're not working. It's called leveraged income. It's a simple conversation. I don't, it's funny. Man, I love our products in our company. I love them. took some just a few minutes ago. I won't go a day without them because I'm sold. I love the products. But when I'm talking business, when I'm recruiting, we don't talk product. We don't talk product. We talk numbers. We talk what you want. And then we just go execute the plan. You guys, I love our products, but I love what the model of network marketing is more than I love our products. If for some reason my products that our company has completely went away and I was forced to go find another company, I wouldn't leave network marketing because my products are gone. Because I love network marketing more than I love my products. And until you guys get to that point, I think you're going to have a hard time because your conversations are going to be about your products and your conversation should be about people. Your conversation should be about people, what they want, what situation are they trying to get out of, and you helping them achieve that goal. That's what this is. And it's numbers. So let me show you how I'm going to do it. You lay out the plan. This is what you have to do. Then you help this group do this. And then you help the next group do this. And that way it's simple. Just like when we had to support that roof at this house that we were about to pull down, right? And we did pull down part of it, and then we did have to support. It's just numbers. They asked us, okay, how big is the span? What type roof do you have? Once they knew the numbers, they just got on their calculator, did the calculations, and they said, okay, you're going to need a piece of lumber that is, I'm just guessing now, right? It's 8 inches thick or 6 inches thick. So you're going to have to stack a few together, right? Nail those together, screw those together, make one big supportive beam, and that would be fine. It will span the gap that you need and it will support the roof. Your roof will be fine. It's just numbers. I didn't have to ask what type of wood was going to be in the support. I didn't have to ask where it was shipped from or who painted the wood or who did whatever, who was part of the process. You guys get what I'm saying with the ingredients and products and the science of their products. I don't care. I don't care. And neither should you. Not if you're really trying to build a business because the products are extremely important. They are the foundation, right? Without the products or the service that you're in, you've got no business. Okay? They are the foundation. I said it all starts with one number. That's the commissionable number. How much volume has to be sold every month or purchased to be commissionable? That's where this all starts. That number is derived from the purchase of a product or a service. Step one is the product of the service. So don't get it twisted. All right. The product plays, in my opinion, that first step. Find the products that impact your life, impact your health, products you want to take, a service you want to use it enough, tell some other people about it where you are commissionable. And now you're ready to rock and roll. Let's just keep it simple, guys. Do the numbers. Now, here's the thing. Most of you don't even know what numbers you're at right now. You know if you're commissionable, but I bet most of you right now don't even know if you've got 5 people that you've personally enrolled if they're commissionable. And if you do, great. But I bet you don't know the second level. I bet you don't know how many people on the second level, how many of your 5 or your 10 or how many of your personal recruits, how many of those people are commissionable? And that's what you have to get involved in. It's the numbers. You need to know specifically until you hit your freedom number. And this could be 4 levels, 5 levels. Build it out, write it out. Just like an architect or an engineer has to do. They have to put the numbers out and figure out the numbers. You need to figure out your numbers. If you've not reached your financial goal in network marketing, write out the blueprint. How much do I need in the first level? How many do I need on the second level? Where am I short? How many do I need on the third level? Where is so-and-so short? And you go help those people. You go to help those people find their 5. You go help those people find the people that are wanting to get their freedom. That's what this is about. There's no mystery here. And if you would just start telling people, this is what I'm doing. I am on a path to financial freedom. I am using this model to accomplish it. The model is based on products or services that have impacted my life, and I'm looking for other people that want freedom and want to improve their life through these products or services. It's a really simple conversation. It's not, there's no mystery here. There is no mystery in network marketing. If in your systems, man, systems have to be simple too. They shouldn't be complicated, guys. They should not be complicated. You should know real simple how to accomplish these goals. It should be real simple about how you are going to be commissionable. How am I going to go sell enough product to be commissionable? And then it should be real simple for you to say, how am I going to help other people become commissionable? What do I do? What do I plug people into? What Zooms are being done? What tools are available? How do I do this? Because that's the next step of this thing. So anyway, you guys know your numbers. I know we're closing out the year 2025. I hope when we go into 2026, within the next couple of weeks, you know your numbers. You know exactly where you stand. You know where the holes are. There are holes. I know I'm talking fast today, but whatever. If you have not reached your financial goals, if you've not hit your freedom number in network marketing, you have holes in your system. You've got weakness in your trust, right? That's holding up the ceiling. And you got to go fill that. You got to go support that. And what I mean by a hole is you've got your five, right? Frontline, the freedom five or 10 or whatever your number is. Below that, do those people have their 5 or 10? And if not, that's the hole that I'm talking about. If you brought a business partner in and they've only got 2 business partners, that's probably not enough in your comp plan. And the five is legs, it's organizations. Freedom five to me is I want 5 organizations, 5 legs that are growing. I don't know. In my company, the requirement is 3. I build 5 because if you build on 3 and something happens to one leg, it's a disaster financially. I don't want that. So I teach my teams to have insurance, have more legs than you need. So we build 5. If your plan requires 2, I wouldn't build 2. I'd build 3. So you have insurance. Whatever your plan is, just have a little insurance, build extra legs. So maybe yours is the Freedom 3, maybe it's the Freedom 5, maybe Freedom 7, Freedom 10, whatever. Know your numbers, you guys. Know your numbers and just plan it out. It's math. As I started this podcast today, success in network marketing is just math. It's not a mystery, it's just math. Do the math for you, your team, and yourself. And let's make sure that we accomplish that in 2026. You guys have a great day. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.